Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna do a little video today for y'all. We got James Crawley's little motor, the 143. We blowed it up, bent the rod and all. So I'm gonna start showing y'all how to bore the case to go on over to 177 cc's or 178. You see all this metal down here to come apart, so we're not worried about that. If you look, we gotta bore this case out to this much bigger. This is the base plate gasket that'll fit on that cylinder. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take me a sharp edge, I'm gonna scribe me a mark all the way around that. And I'm gonna pull the gasket back off, and I'm gonna go through and start boring this. Before I tear everything apart, I'm gonna go ahead and start boring this out a little bit and cleaning it up, because I'm not worried about metal shavings getting in the motor, because ultimately I gotta tear the motor apart because the rod got bent. We gotta put a new crank. So we got a new crank, we got a new cylinder, the piston, we gotta clean everything up, all the old parts, new head, everything. We need to make it 177 cc's. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and take this and go ahead and start boring this case right here, taking that little lip off around it so we can get that cylinder on there. We don't have far to go, as you can look right here. If you look, that's how much we have to go down into that cylinder. So if you look, there's a lip right here. We gotta take this little lip out and just pretty much go all the way around with it to get it to that size. It's not a lot of meat to do it, but I'm gonna show you what we use. You can go to Harbor Freight and pick you up these little sand drum kits. You can take these little drums on a roller with a drill, and you just go around in here and we can clean it all out and get it out to the size we need. And then once we get it to the size we need, then we can turn around and take everything apart, clean all the metal out, put the new crank in it, and put it all back together. All right, I'll be right back. I know I got my fan going over there because it's hot today. You can look, you can see where I got it scribed around through there. You can barely see the faint line. So now I'm gonna take a pair of pliers, I'm gonna screw all these studs to get them out of my way so I don't have to fight around them. Also, when you do this, when you put the gas on, put your dowels in there. That way everything aligns up like it's supposed to, because them holes are bigger. If you turn around and just had it up on here like that, you could have it off center. See how much bigger it is? So if you put your dowels on there, then that allows you to go through and put it in the correct area. I got all the studs out of it and then pulled them loose. I went ahead and pulled the side cover, and I also went ahead and pulled the 3 bolts out of my flywheel here, out of my one-way clutch, and put my tool on here to remove the flywheel. So I'm gonna remove the flywheel so I can get in here and take this 10mm loose and get that out of my way. I don't have to have it out of my way, but I'd rather just have it out of my way while I'm up in here grinding, so I'm not messing with it. I gotta take it apart anyway. So let me get this removed real quick. I'll be right back. We're down here to our one-way clutch. So if you notice how it spins like that, it won't spin this way, but it spins this way because it locks. We gotta knock our keyway out to get our one-way clutch off because it hits right there. So let me get it out of my way, and then we can get into that. All right, we went ahead and pulled that rail, and I pulled the 2 bolts out of my chain, my tensioner that keeps my chain on. Now we're gonna pull the chain out the way. That way we don't have to worry about it neither. And now I can get over here and start boring on this case. Get this thing together real quick, get all that stuff took care of, and we'll get the rest of the motor. You can tell we ended up using the big roll. I cut the rod off. I'll show you right here. Since the rod was already bent anyways, well, if I could get it rolled around. But I ended up just cutting the rod off up in there. That way I have more room. As you can tell, like I said, I sanded it all around. Like there's a mess everywhere, so we got to clean the crap out of it. I used that big roll, went around, and we got it all cleaned up to where it fits good. So now it's time to bust it apart, clean everything up, put the new crank in, start putting it back. Now we gotta go through and take all our bolts out of our case. So we split our case and pull this off. There's a little O-ring behind it we gotta watch out for. We gotta take that so we start taking the case apart. Yeah, there ain't no metal up in there. That thing's meant to keep up with that O-ring right there. Well, we gotta replace it, but we gotta make sure we know what size it is. But yeah, like I said, you can see up in here chunks of piston. So now we gotta take everything apart, wash it out, and then we put the new crank and all back in. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it tore apart, so now we're gonna have to clean it all up. Crank on the one side, turn smooth. So now we're gonna go through and clean the transmission up and start putting the transmissions back in with the O-rings. Both O-rings there, you have to make sure they're in there. That's for the oil filter. I believe if you don't have it, it'll probably just pump oil pressure. You won't have no oil pressure on the motor and probably blow it up. Transmission's back in. Make sure I got the indicator. Now we're ready to put the other case on this. As you can see, we got the case back together. Look at that. Don't look too bad. Got silicone smushed out everywhere, so we know it ain't gonna leak. Now we're just gonna go in here and make sure, well, that looks fine. I'll make sure there wasn't a piece of metal up in there. But we're gonna take it and start putting the top end together before I even put the side covers and all back on the clutch. Got the cylinder with the head gasket. So now we're gonna go through and go ahead and put the head bolts on. I'm gonna start putting the cam in it. But like I said, we're getting there. We're gonna fire this thing up in a little bit. Chain up in here. We just got it hung. I gotta get the flywheel so we see where top dead center is and all that. But I got all this stuff loose. Got everything just bolted in. Now I had to go through and put the flywheel on it, and then we can. All right, guys. Look, we got the head on. Got the side cover. Got the timing set. Tensioner on. We're almost ready to get this thing done. We got to put the clutch basket, the starter, all on the other side. We'll take it down to the house, throw it on the bike so I can start it up for you here shortly. Got the motor back on it. We finished up a few odds and ends here and there. Got to get the exhaust on it. Ready to fire this thing up here shortly. I already got oil in it, got the spark plug on it, so we're close. All right, guys, here she is. We'll get it all together. I done went out and rode it. It runs really, really good. We got a rocker arm that's making a little bit of a noise. I think they're rubbing each other. Mine done a similar thing when I first done mine. I'll fire it up for you so you can hear it, but I think it'll go away, or we'll end up pulling the rockers back out of it, and I'll clearance them a little bit so the noise will go away. But here you go. Like that, you can hear them right there. Cover for a motor. I've done checked the valve lash on it, and all the valve lash is good. That's what makes me think it's the rock arm to run them, because my bike done the similar thing when I first got it running and stuff. So, well, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you one later. Thank you.